Knock it out.
You love that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As we get to the Gridiron Roundup, but first,
Okay, what's up first? Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley. Close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. Set it up, sir.
Duke traveled to Death Valley, the ACC's Death Valley, and they came out of the ACC Death Valley with a 46-45 win over the Clemson Tigers. This has been one of the most difficult years I have ever seen Dabo Swinney have in his
It's
tenure at Clemson.
it's beautiful.
It is amazing. And it's only right because my co-host, my brother Cole Johnson, he spent time away from going at Dabo Sweeney.
On purpose. That is correct.
He spent time away from going at Dabo Sweeney at my request.
Hmm.
If we're gonna tell the whole thing.
Well,
But
fine.
this one he can't get away from. Like this one here just bothers him for some reason.
It
Maybe
bothers
because it was Duke
it bothers
putting
me
up 46 in Death Valley.
as a doggone shame.
Go ahead.
It's a shame and a half. But what
This
I
ain't
love
basketball.
what I loved was Swinney basically losing control of his troops, and he actually had to get on his defense going into the second half. Given the what in the
Was he
heck are you
that mad?
doing? Yeah, he was and he did it on the sideline. This wasn't like it wasn't like footage in a locker room. This was done on the sideline. What the H are you doing? Get your head in the game, that type of stuff. And I had to laugh. I had to laugh because Dabo, he's had well, now you could say he's had the most success of any college coach in the last 10 years. Now that Nick Saban has retired. And he had one of the best programs in the country, definitely the best program by far in the ACC. And now he's falling on hard times. And it all started when this chump decided to want to reach into the pockets of his players. Now, here's the thing that I'm pissed off about Dabo in that regard. Son, you signed a 9-year, close to $100 million contract. You make over 10 mil a year. You have no room to say what your players should or should not earn. Would you like somebody to say that you did not earn your contract, which is 10 million a year? I don't think so. I think you would be just like in Malcolm X when that chump that decided to fire off and kill Malcolm said, "Get your hand out my pocket." That is how you are, sir. And so for you to worry about NIL deals, for you to worry about the transfer portal, your team has started to slip. And so now I'm just giving you this reminder. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program. Now, I know you're about to celebrate your birthday in about 2 weeks. Someone else celebrate birthday real soon. I will not mention his name. But someone is celebrating a birthday in about a couple of weeks. And I know you're looking as sour face as you are right now. It's a shame. We wouldn't think that you're a Gen Xer because you look like somebody's grandpa. But I digress. It must be the stress from the last 2, 3 years for your program to stink up the joint. And then on top of it, earlier this year, you were my pick to win the Atlantic Coast Conference because you had grown men on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And it turned out, how can I put this in PG terms? It turns out that they wanted to have transgender surgery on the spot. But hey, what do I know? All I do know is that you had a program 10 years ago that everybody wanted to fly to. You have a stadium that people don't really want to play in, and it's intimidating. And now we're having your defense act as though they don't even want to play. Well, you have bigger problems now than worrying about NIL deals and transfer portals. Because if you keep this up, you won't have that cushy, I can do like Nick Saban did and have all seasons and have championship seasons and keep doing that for the next 20 years. And I can retire in my 70s, fat, old, and happy, being considered one of the greatest coaches of all time. Worry about the field, son, not your players off of it, not the money they're making. And you're making too much to even concern yourself with that crap. Get that program straight, son, and get it straight now. Dabo Swinney, I picked you last year. I picked you this year to win the ACC.
Don't be stealing my material.
And I know it was not directed toward him.
You want to use my line? I use my line against. I use one of your lines against you. Dirty. Don't steal my material.
You did. What the? I earned that one.
Oh, you thought I forgot? I didn't forget.
Don't steal my material. Yeah, I earned that one. Okay.
Outside, you stealing my material. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Ah, V like A3 says another gem by Cole Johnson. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that, sir.
Crazy thing is, he's not done. And Cool McCain, this one is for you.
Well, since I heard that you have you're saving up your voice, horsepower running wild. Mustangs power through canes in the city I love the most, Dallas.
And a game that went back and forth from start to finish. You didn't know who wanted to take home a win and who didn't want to go home with an L. So we had to go to overtime. And in overtime, the Mustangs scored a touchdown. I believe they went for two. It didn't get it. But Miami couldn't answer. So the Mustangs come out victorious. Miami drops another game in conference play. And Carson Bet threw two more picks.
Oh my gosh. This almost
Cooper King, feel free to let loose in the chat.
Please do.
And I'm gonna let Code Desk go off for you.
Because I'm actually challenging you, sir. And I actually have to start this by
You ain't challenging him, and he's in challenging a favorite coach of mine, of ours.
uh and he starts that phrase is where I was gonna start. Miami, who was what I thought they were. Thank you, the late Dennis Green. Cool on this program when and this actually was when they defeated Notre Dame. So this is early September. Actually, the Wednesday after that game. Actually said, yeah, it's a good win, sure, yes, but we up 24-7. We almost handed that game to them. I'm not really sold on this team just yet. And I remember him saying that. And he still tempered his excitement even after the dub in Tallahassee. And then the home game against Louisville. And this road game in Dallas against SMU. Both of them end up in L's, and both of them ended up with Carson Beck looking sloppy, unlike how he did in the wins where he looked pretty good. And I've always had I'm gonna put this in polite terms. I always had a reticence toward one Mario Cristobal, and for those who don't know, he is the head coach of the Hurricanes. I always felt that he just for some reason didn't have the full pulse of the team. That
I don't know
it,
how he knows the Miami program. He played for Miami. He understands the culture. So what are we missing?
a brain. And the reason why I say he's missing the brain, I'll take it back 2 years ago. And this is when I was fully aware of him. Home game against Georgia Tech, had the ball and the lead with under
I
1 minute to
know.
go.
I know. You know. You
He
know.
decided not to kneel, but to run the ball. And unfortunately, happened deep within their territory. Georgia Tech recovers the ball. They end up having a game winning touchdown. And I was like, who is this bumbling idiot on the sideline that does not know how to strategize in that type of situation? Like, what in the world? You got to lead the ball, a woman to go. You're at home. You don't kneel? Like, okay. Then I figured, okay, well,
And for those y'all who don't know, you want to point to, are you trying to find out where this different Georgia Tech team came about? That would be that game right there.
and then I figured last year against the same opponent, this time in Atlanta, and with a really good team led by a bomb quarterback in Cam Ward. I was like, all right, I think they'll get their stuff together. I think they actually will have vengeance on their mind and they'll take care of business in Atlanta. And that ended up being one of the worst games they had last year. And they took home another L. They took another L to Georgia Tech, this time on the road. So after that, I said, okay, the way this team needs to roll, Mr. Crystal Ball needs to look at a crystal ball and see in his future that he needs to leave Coral Gables. So I said, all right, I'll temper that thought after I saw the Notre Dame game because I love the talent that's on that squad. I'm like, okay, when they're together, it looks like they can actually get some stuff together. They can play, they can mash, and they can run people out of stadiums. I like that. And then the injury, of course, bubbled over because you started to see Ray Lewis on the sideline. You started to see Michael Irvin on the sideline. You started to see other former Miami greats on the sideline. Jimmy Johnson was on the sideline with the game, and I think it was against Florida. I mean, you were starting to feel the U
Yeah,
presence
even
return.
even college game day was there for that game, and I still
Even
don't know
college
why.
game day was in that was on that campus for the same game. You were starting to feel
I still don't
the
understand why.
you started to feel the you come back, and the feelings of what the you would always provide you. You started to feel that energy that you felt back in the early 2000s, back in the early 90s, back in the mid to late 80s. You were starting to feel that energy again. Then that L to Louisville happened, and then the L this Saturday happens. Back to back L's. And I just don't get why this guy is leading this team down this primrose path to L's. I mean, this team is too talented to take L's like this. Now, I'm not saying that SMU is a hot garbage team. They're not. They were ranked at one time. They now will be ranked again eventually. And and what I don't get is you got all this talent, but you don't have the strategy to put your squad in the position to win. I don't get it. I don't get it, Mario. What is the problem, son? What's the problem? Do you need these glasses I got on? Is your vision bad? Or, are you like Rain Man? I mean, do you have? Do you are you autistic? I don't understand it, Cristobal. You don't have to do jack but say you can play to the talent that is spat out of wombs in South Florida. I can't think of too many places that is football rich in talent than where you are. And you mean to tell me you still can't come up with ACC championships? Forget playoffs, forget national championship aspirations. You can't win your conference with the talent rich area in which you reside? That's a problem, son. That's a problem. And I see a pink slip in your future when you look at your crystal ball, and it may be very soon, like a month from now. You have too talented of a team to have two L's starting in November. By November 1st, you have two L's, and you take these two L's at a place and time in your schedule where it is weaker. Your stronger challenges were in the beginning of the season, but you show that you have no strategy to you. That's a problem, sir. That's a problem. And I'm not even a U fan, and you're pissing me off. I can only imagine people like my man Cool and like my man Barbershop J. Shout out to you, Barbershop J, who are U fans, who can't stand what you do and who you are. Because I will say it for you. I will say it for them. Crystal Ball, you can claim that you're the U all day, that you played there, that you were assistant coach there. You can claim that you were the water boy there. But you know what you are as a head coach there? A fraud. You got too much talent there to crap the bed and wet the bed. Sad, son. Sad. AD for the U, you better fire him now because that talent will dry up and go somewhere else because they don't want to. Because these towns will see, they will see, oh yeah, this guy can't even produce but 8 and 9 win seasons. They don't want to play. They wouldn't want to go to you anymore after that. That's sad. And L to SMU. That's sad.
So lost to Louisville, had a bye week, lost to SMU. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say had a bye week because Florida State couldn't handle their bye week when they went to Stanford.
Yeah, that ended up being their fourth consecutive L.
Kuma came.
And Cool says he doesn't understand Jack spit. No, he doesn't. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry about that. And that's the bye week in which Playmaker referenced.
Pretty much. I was referencing that one.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry. It's a bye week to everybody else except Florida State.
This is what I don't get. This team is far. SMU is a good team, but the but Miami, they have more talent than SMU, and they have more talent than Louisville, but they play down to both of them. And I could say, okay, this was all I can go with it's all Carson Beck with Louisville. But even though he had 2 picks in this game, this wasn't all on him either. I I don't get it.
Yeah, it's from one disappointment to another. Shall I say?
It's a bulldog party in Duval. Close quote. Georgia escapes Florida in Jacksonville. And this is where I get to lay out. Oh, well, before I do lay out, remember, I love Dallas.
The world's largest cocktail party took place. All of us who have brains, that was Gator fans, understood that we shouldn't win this game. And we didn't. So those of you out there, so playmaker, what's the issue?
Yeah, what is the issue?
Coach Johnson, what did I say last week?
You said, sir, Florida will find a way to be in this game. They'll be competitive. They'll even make it close. But they will find a way in late in the game, probably sometime in the fourth quarter, where they'll make that one key mistake to lose it.
DJ Ladway.
Bubble Wrap Man.
You cost Florida a touchdown.
Bubble Wrap Man cost Florida a touchdown.
So here's how this went. By the way, I was in attendance. By the way,
Yes,
so
he was at Everbank Stadium, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Yes.
was I was in attendance. My first ever Florida and Georgia game.
Congratulations.
So he scrambles to the left, right,
Hmm.
and the wide receiver is behind the Bulldogs defense. How often do you hear that?
Oh, wow.
And he threw it short to where the receiver slipped and tried his best to make the catch to the point where it was called incomplete on the field. They had to look at it, and it took them about 5 to 8 minutes to review this play because that's how close it was to trying to figure out did he actually catch it or did it hit the ground.
Mm.
And he was 20 yards behind the defense. Twenty yards behind the defense.
You
And it was an
son,
incomplete pass, and they became turnover on downs.
you
When I
still
say
sound
behind the defense,
yes.
nobody, no white jersey, not even 10 yards near him.
So this was a busted coverage.
Busted coverage that should have went for a touchdown. So that's the offense part. Let's go to the defensive side.
Oh, was it? Oh, so it wasn't just one mistake. Oh, wow.
Georgia is in. Let's say Georgia's at the. I'm trying to remember get my numbers right. Let's say Georgia was at the
Mhm.
12-yard line. It's 3rd and 5. You stop them here, you hold them to a field goal, you have a chance
Mhm.
to make a miracle out of nothing. You
Okay.
still have a chance though. All right. You just need to stop them. Let's get a stop. You had 3 timeouts. If you get a stop, there's still a chance. All right. Coach Jones, you might laugh, you might get angry. I don't know. But guess what happened? On 3rd and 5.
Someone must have had a neutral zone infraction or a hold.
All sides defense.
Hmm.
Wasn't enough for a first down. So you know what Curry Smart did? Quarterback bootleg, Gunner Stockton gets to the 1, takes a knee, first down, game over. Now, what did I say last week what about this game?
You said it's going to be close. This will be tight, but Florida's going to find a way to lose it.
And sure enough, we found a way to lose it. We found a way to lose it.
I am so sorry, playmaker.
And trust me, I know Curry Smart, he's happy he got the dub, but he's not thrilled with the Bulldogs performance.
I wouldn't be. They've been getting by on the skin of their teeth.
I knew it. I was like, watch it, man. I said, watch. We're gonna come out here, we're gonna compete and then do something stupid at the end. And sure enough, 3rd and 5, we're gonna jump off sides. It wasn't even a hard count. This is the type of stuff I'd be talking about. And Coach just knows it because I be trying to avoid it.
Hmm.
So Georgia get the walk away with their 5th ranking still intact. While Florida is just to sit here, keep licking their rooms because they keep getting beat and they keep finding ways to lose. Like the only team that really beat them
Hmm.
It's pretty much Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all scored. Well, we can score too. Oh, y'all scored. We can score again too. Whatever we did to Texas A&M was. God, we can do it too. And then when they finally got started, it's like, okay, Texas A&M was like, okay, now we can pour the gas on. If you really look at our games, we have not been getting blown out. It's the offense ain't doing nothing. It's another game. DJ Lavin just want to keep throwing to white jerseys instead of blue jerseys. It's the offense, man. Defense, okay, defense will give us some big plays now and then. But for the most part, defense is gonna keep you in the game. Can't I will say that, but I'm gonna be kind today.
You're going to be kind.
I'm gonna
Okay.
be kind. I'm gonna be kind today.
All right.
But another L, and now we got to get ready for Kentucky, who has always been a tricky matchup for us.
Mm.
Georgia, y'all playing with fire a little too much for Cole
Mm.
Johnson's liking.
Yeah. You already burnt your hand against Alabama, and you might get away with it against Texas down the road. But if you face Alabama again in the SEC championship, you ain't gonna like your chances, and you may make the playoffs. But the way you're playing now, mm-mm. You're not gonna come close. You're not gonna sniff a national championship. You're not gonna be in the final. You're not gonna be in the semifinal. You'll be lucky if you win a game in the first round. The way you're playing,
Speaking of playoffs and playing with fire,
I mean, they
uh,
may get got by Georgia Tech.
you know, and speaking of Georgia Tech,
Quote, welcome to November football. Close quote. Surprising teams take hard lesson. Paul.
now you can pause that. So, Georgia Tech, Houston, and Cincinnati. Welcome to November football. Or it's just different in the month of November.
Houston didn't surprise me. Cincy didn't surprise me either. The Georgia Tech one that did surprise me. I smell they looked ahead a bit.
Cincinnati, y'all got y'all behinds destroyed in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Literally destroyed.
Mhm. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
tell me you flew all the way to Salt Lake City with it all that time after college game they did what they did in Salt Lake City for you to look like that.
Yeah. For them to take a hardcore L. I mean, they got
Houston,
beat down.
Houston. Like, didn't y'all go on the road and beat a surprising team that we didn't expect y'all to beat? Didn't that happen?
Yeah, they went to Tempe and beat Arizona State. Then they come home
And you gave
and,
up 45 to West Virginia.
and let a weak West Virginia team go all over their defense. Worst game of the this is to me, and I know they got stomped by Texas Tech. I still say this is the worst game they played this year.
45 points to the Mountaineers, who is nowhere close to sniffing a bit to a title.
Mm-mm. No,
And then Georgia Tech.
that I still understand that one.
Raleigh, North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen.
I still don't understand this one.
The Wolfpack.
Who the Wolfpack been this year?
Matter of fact, I just want to go to the standards right now. The Wolfpack. Let's see what we got here. The Wolfpack, 2-3 in conference play, 5-4 overall.
And say who they been this year. I mean, they literally are. They really are a nobody this year. But Georgia Tech, it it was as if they went, at least their defense looked like it went to a top 10 program. 48. You let NC State hang 48 on you.
48.
I thought Georgia Tech was supposed to be this physical squad that they would make games ugly.
So
That wasn't the case in this one.
I tried to warn y'all last week. You stepping into the month of November. It is different. There's this bullseye on y'all now. Uh-huh. So you ranked in the top 10, huh?
And this is what happens.
I see you November 1st. Okay.
Yeah, this is what
Ranked in
happens
the top 10. All right.
when you get high in the rankings. Teams will be teams will be willing to take their best shot against you. Willing.
You know what makes it worse for Houston? That was West Virginia's first Big 12 win of the season.
That this was a prime example of looking ahead or taking an opponent for granted. They had a huge road win because the team was ranked. Huge road win. Team was ranked, made you ranked because of that win. And then when you sniff a little bit of prosperity, the rug gets snatched from underneath them.
So welcome to November football. But we're not done though, because y'all not the only team that got welcome to November football.
Quote, now that's Manny we want. Or that's the Manny we want. Hook up. Close quote. Longhorns put down commies in Austin.
I'll let you have the air, say sir.
Mm-mm-mm. I want you. Oh, no, no, no. Good. Oh, no. I can't sleep. Oh, oh, no. I'm going crazy with love over you. Mm. I'm so sorry, Commodores. Mm-mm-mm. 34-31 was the final score. It was not that close. In fact, uh, Texas had them down 34-10 before Vanderbilt actually woke up. Uh, most of the stats you see with Pavia was basically in the fourth quarter. Uh, Texas jumped on them early, uh, and and the Longhorns seemed to feed off of the crowd. And the first, I'll say this: this is the best three quarters that Texas has played on both sides of the ball all year long. That last quarter's ridiculous, but the first three were beautiful. And if they could play like that, then I'm like, okay, then they may stand a chance. But uh, no, no. I'll get to that in a sec. Vanderbilt, you now had you had a taste. You had a taste. Now you were on the doorstep when you played against Alabama. You actually had a taste of being in the top 10 and possibly having expectations of being on the road and winning a game and not against someone like a Duke or Northwestern or a Stanford or a directional school or in this area, MTSU or Middle Tennessee State. You know, it wasn't against that type of school. It was against one of the blue bloods. And you were ranked number 9. So the expectation actually was for you to surprise folks, go into Austin and win. And you looked like the doctors, lawyers, and engineers that we thought you would for the first three quarters. You look like the Vanderbilt that we know in football. The Vanderbilt that basically are welcome mats. The Vanderbilt that when you look at them, you're like, oh, good Lord, this we just mark this as we just mark this as a W. Just roll our helmets on the field and we got them. This was the same. This looked like the same Vanderbilt that the former head coach Nick Saban said the easiest place to play on the road in the SEC is in Nashville. You look like that Vanderbilt, not the Vanderbilt we've seen all year. You look like that Vanderbilt. Oh, and I ain't forgot about you, Texas. Shout out to you, Arch. I'm glad you were able to get back on the field. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that those Make a Wish. I'm glad those Make a Wish visits from John Cena paid off. I'm glad that I'm glad you were able to get back out the hospital bed, uh, cheer, and be in good shape. And now you owe Sarah McLaughlin money because you extended your highlight. By stats, this is the best game he ever played this year. I mean, he was just about flawless in this one. And I think this is what people were thinking he would be all throughout 2025. But those of us who actually follow the program were like, nah, he still needs a little bit more seasoning. Now, if this was in 2026, I'd say, okay, he would probably do this routinely. But yeah, he showed himself to be prepared this week. I'm glad that his concussion wasn't that bad against Mississippi State to where he was able to be on the field. So I'm happy that was good. But you still got Georgia coming up, not this Saturday, but next. And no playoffs for you. Still.
You still doing this? Oh my gosh.
I will revisit this if you do the impossible and you go between the hedges and you beat Georgia. And it's quite possible because Georgia is looking pretty weak. But then again, so are you. Come on now, Texas. You wet the bed against Ohio State, where you didn't score a touchdown until the last 2 minutes of the game. Then you decided that Florida was the 1996 version, not the 2025 version, because you thought it was Steve Spurrier on the sideline, not the smiling jackass. 29 to 4. I know it's 29-21, but I look at it as that game was 29-14 before you had to decide to wake up and thought it was a game. 29-14 before you said, "Oh shoot!" And we ranked at the top 10. We got to do something. Yeah, lose.
That sounds familiar, don't it?
And now you have eked out dubs in Lexington in overtime. You eked out another dub in overtime to Mississippi State in Starkville. You eked out a home win against Vanderbilt. Now, hopefully, you get off your guffs and you actually show that you are one of the 12 best teams. But the way I see it, you got one more loss, and unfortunately, it's coming in Athens. Yes, I said it because I don't trust you. As whack as Georgia is, I don't trust you. No playoffs for you, suckers. I ain't gonna say congratulations. You beating Vanderbilt. Do that against Georgia, I might reconsider.
He still can't stand Vanderbilt. Okay.
I did not. Wait. What? I do not have any hatred toward Vanderbilt.
You can't even credit your own team for beating a top 10 team.
I can't, I don't have any hatred toward Vanderbilt. I have no idea.
And you still could. And you was still. You was like, yeah, he got a point. They was right number 9. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I said it in my commentary. I'm like, here we are. Vanderbilt, they're actually ranked in the top 10. They actually went. We actually went against a team where many actually thought they would actually pull out a dub. We thought they would pull out a win in Austin
I said
because
why
Texas
I
was whack.
thought, and it one had nothing to do with Texas being where I didn't know the status of Arch Manning.
I don't give a crap about that. The team was whack.
But my ACC pick is still alive.
I don't give a crap about that. The team was whack. You do not have a 3-point dub against Kentucky, and then a 7-point dub in overtime, and a 7-point dub against Mississippi State when you were down 38 to 14.
They came back and won.
He came back in with it. I don't give a crap. They came back and won.
Hey, they are still alive for the title, in which you thought they would be dead before this.
No, I didn't think they'd be dead before this. I said that I just said that they just needed to avoid the 1L that I thought that they needed to do because they needed to run the table with everybody else except for Ohio State and Georgia. Now they haven't gotten to Georgia yet, but they got the third L. Yes, I'm claiming that to be an L. They got the third L they needed to avoid. But Cole, Texas only has 2 L's.
He doesn't
Had they
trust them.
beaten
He
Georgia.
doesn't trust them against Georgia at all.
No.
Ain't even 0. It's like a negative 100.
No. They could play him in Austin. They could play in Athens. They could play in Atlanta. They can play him in Dallas. They can play him in Houston. They could play him. They could play him in Augusta. They could play him on the moon. I don't know what it is. Georgia has Texas's number. It's like Alabama having Georgia's number. Pisses me off. That L against Florida is going to cost them a playoff bid. Whack, mother suckers.
I'm sorry.
Now,
y'all didn't show up in the swamp. Y'all got drowned.
Not to you, cool. Texas, they don't play where Jack spit. And sometimes I think Sarkisian don't understand Jack spit, other than swallowing an alcohol bottle, swallowing a wine bottle.
This supposed to be This supposed to be a good moment for you. They been a top 10 team at home. Arch Manning looked like a quarterback. I thought this was gonna be a good moment. Guess I was wrong.
The defense allowed 21 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know that. But remember what you just said when they came to Florida, they ain't wake up to the fourth quarter. I'm like, that sounds familiar, don't it? Vanderbilt didn't wake up to the fourth quarter. How I run it. Both teams was ranked in the top 10 when it happened.
Mm-hmm. And what happened? Both teams still walked out with L's.
So Texas was on the other side of this one. Oh, Lord, so this is what Florida did to us. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll just relax, put the foot off the neck, because we don't think they'll come back. Suckers. You lucky you ran out of time, because they would have come back and beat you like you came back to beat Mississippi State the week before.
Another rough week for me.
Whack motherfucker. Mine wasn't all that great.
What I tell you about Fresno State?
Fresno State, they seem to play well in Boise. And them
like you just said you don't know what it is when it comes to Texas and Georgia, or Georgia and Alabama. Fresno State is that team to Boise. For whatever reason. Okay, Virginia, y'all handle business. Y'all weren't playing around with that one.
Yeah, they did really good in Berkeley.
They did not play around that one.
No, they did really good in Berkeley. I had to take notice. I was like, oh, this team actually is for real. They handle business.
They must have heard the noise coming.
Mm-hmm.
For them.
And that's what I want. I want a team like that to handle business. Yeah, we rank. We know we're hearing the whispers. And we're probably gonna get this team's best shot, because this is probably gonna be this is gonna probably be their national championship. We're gonna shut them down. I'm proud of Virginia. They
Uh,
took that shot and beat them down. I'm proud of them.
OU defense came to Rocky Top because Tennessee couldn't do jack on offense, which was very stunning.
OU still
All them playmakers y'all got, and y'all couldn't figure out Venables' defense.
OU still suck. Well, I mean, they figured it out to a point. I mean, they scored 20 some points on them.
Man, man, oh man. And we already talked about Houston and Cincinnati, so
Hmm. Battle Rocky Top, woo, Rocky Top, Tennessee.
now you have a 2 game lead.
Woohoo!
Cause yeah, I struck out.